everyone, whether you're new or have been around, either way, I am stoked you are here. I have had tons of requests for freezer meal prep ideas, and I know so many of you are on the keto train, which is awesome, so I have got 3 casserole ideas that can all be prepared and then frozen so you can keep them on hand to bake fresh on busy nights, or you can actually bake them and then freeze them, whatever works for you. It's easier than you think, and you're gonna save a lot of time and money. I've got a keto shepherd's pie, a taco casserole, and a breakfast for dinner casserole coming your way. This video was made possible by ButcherBox. I got all of the meat I'm using in these recipes from them. I can't believe it's taken me this long to try, but I am not looking back. It's an amazing company that has grown like crazy with a great story. They send high quality meat directly to your doorstep. You really won't find the same quality at this price anywhere, and I know most of you doing keto really value the quality of your food, so I thought this would be the perfect time to tell you about it. I will get into it a little bit more later, but I do have a special deal for you today. If you use my link in the description, you get ground beef for life. Say what? Seriously, they only run this deal once a year, and I'm lucky enough to offer it to you. That is 2 pounds of ground beef for free in every box for the lifetime of your subscription. Plus, you'll get 20 bucks off your first order. It's only available for a limited time, so get over there now if you want the deal. You will also get free shipping, and get this, there is no commitment to purchase monthly. Okay, let's start with my keto shepherd's pie. You are not gonna believe how easy this is. For the meat mixture, I start by adding a bit of oil and onion to a saucepan and cooking until tender. Add garlic and celery next. Celery is a great keto option because it's lower in carbs. Let that cook another couple of minutes so the celery starts to soften, and then in goes the beef. I got the ground beef for life deal, by the way, and I am using it here. It's nice to cook with free meat. Once that's cooked through and no longer pink, I stir in some fire roasted tomatoes for flavor and zucchini. A lot of people don't realize that tomatoes actually have less carbs per gram than broccoli or Brussels sprouts, so don't feel like you have to avoid them on keto. Let the veggies soften and season the entire mixture to taste with salt and pepper. Then I add a little broth and fresh thyme and just simmer it for 5 minutes or so to integrate. That is the bottom layer of the casserole. But what's the top? Usually it's potatoes. We are making a cauliflower mash that fools the eye and the taste buds. I add cauliflower to boiling water and cook until fork tender. Drain for 5 minutes or so, and then add to a food processor with milk of choice, plant-based heavy cream or regular will work, butter, which is optional but a great keto-friendly addition, a little garlic, rosemary, thyme, or both, and salt and pepper. Blend. You could add sour cream to this. I wanted to have one recipe that could be done easily without dairy, but sour cream and mashed potatoes is always a good choice if it's on your menu. Blend that until smooth. I usually prefer chunky mashed potatoes, but for shepherd's pie, we really want it smooth on top of that casserole. Pour that on top in the center over the meat mixture so it's easy to smooth out and cover the surface. It's ready to bake. If you want to freeze it, you can wrap that up. Plastic wrap or foil work, as well as beeswax wraps, which I discussed in last week's plastic alternatives video. You can also often get a freezer-safe lid for your casserole. When you're ready to bake, thaw it out in the fridge the night before and then just cook as you would normally. Feel free to broil at the end to get the top a little bit brown. Oh man, this actually tastes legit like shepherd's pie. You would not know that mash had no potatoes in it just by tasting. It tastes comforting and sort of indulgent, like it shouldn't be as healthy as it is. Would you believe there's only 5 grams of net carbs per serving? This is one of my favorite weeknight meals. So good and so satisfying. What really steals the show is the quality of this meat. The beef is so good. It tastes great, and my mind is at ease knowing that there's no antibiotics or hormones. It's humanely raised, 100% grass-fed and finished, and certified pasture-raised. Remember, if you're doing keto, you're not eating grains, so it's important to also be eating meat that hasn't eaten grains. Grass-fed is so important for our health, and that's really the case whether you're doing keto or not. Next, I have got a keto taco casserole. This one uses the ButcherBox chicken thighs, which are free-range and certified organic. In case you're wondering, I got the custom box so I could pick the exact cuts I wanted, but you can also do a hand-selected mixed box, which contains an assortment. My favorite method for shredding chicken is adding the thighs to a saucepan, or you could use breasts, but fat is going to offer a more tender flavor, and it's keto, so fat is definitely preferred. Along with an onion, some crushed garlic, a bay leaf, and a generous pinch of salt and pepper. Cover with water and turn to high heat and boil. Turn it down once it boils, but keep it warm enough to keep the water simmering gently until the chicken is super tender, around 30 minutes. Then you can transfer to a cutting board and shred apart easily. For the casserole, I add oil and onion to a pan and cook for a few minutes. Then I add canned diced tomatoes, some diced green chilies, and that shredded chicken, which of course you can shred with any method you prefer. With a little taco seasoning, go for a homemade so that you know what's in it. Heat it through and then set it aside. The other component is our veggies. Heat some oil with onion and this time add some green bell pepper. Green bell pepper is lower in carbs than other colors, so it's a better choice for keto. After a couple of minutes, add cauliflower rice and a little bit of taco seasoning to this mixture as well. Once it's tender, remove. But it's gonna cook more in the oven, remember, so it's okay if it's not fully softened at this stage. Now we can layer our casserole. In terms of freezing, if you don't have a ton of casserole dishes to spare and leave in your freezer for weeks or months, try this. You can cover the dish in foil with enough to cover over the top and fill the casserole in that way. I add the cauliflower pepper mix at the bottom, followed by some black olives, that chicken mixture, and a nice helping of cheese on top. It's ready to bake now, but if you want to freeze, just fold over the foil, pop it in the freezer overnight, and when it's a frozen block, you can remove the foil chunk from the casserole dish and return the foil to the freezer with your casserole in it, so then you still have your dish to use. When you're ready to cook it, put the foil chunk back in the casserole dish and thaw overnight, and then continue with the baking process. It is that easy. You can totally do this trick for the first recipe I shared too. There is so much taco flavor. I know we used a lot of canned items which keep this affordable and easy, but it actually tastes so fresh. The chicken is so tender, and part of that is because we cooked it on the bone. It's a taco in casserole form, and it's low carb, only 6 grams of net carbs per serving. You could also use ground beef or any other ground meat or protein in place of chicken in this dish. It is super easy to modify. I have to say, it makes me feel good to know that I can trust ButcherBox to do the homework for me in terms of making sure the small farms they work with are meeting their high quality standards. It takes so much of the stress away, not only from choosing, but also delivering it to my house. Okay, the last meal of the day is the breakfast for dinner casserole. I'm using the ButcherBox breakfast sausage and bacon. I love this breakfast sausage. It is one of the best I found, honestly, but I especially love it because it has no added sugar, and that is hard to find. All of the ButcherBox products, even the bacon, are Whole30 approved. They have no added sugar, no nitrates, nitrites, hormones. It is the good stuff, seriously. I start by cooking up that sausage in a pan. Then I can remove it and add chopped bacon to cook, but feel free to keep it slightly undercooked since it is getting cooked again in the oven. Remove the bacon from the pan, but leave enough of the fat to cover the bottom of the pan because it is going to give so much flavor to the veggies. I add onion and mushrooms and saute for a minute, followed by some chopped asparagus, and cook for around 5 minutes until tender, but the asparagus is still a tad crisp. Add back the sausage and bacon, and it gets dumped into a casserole dish. With sausage and bacon, we need eggs. I whisk some together with milk. Nut milk, regular or heavy cream are all fine. Whatever is on your keto menu is great, along with salt and pepper. And that gets poured over the entire casserole. I would not recommend the foil trick for this one because those eggs are likely to seep through the foil if you use multiple pieces, and that would be nasty to deal with. Sausage, bacon, egg, all that's missing is cheese. On top it goes, and it's ready for baking or freezing. Sure, this is delicious for breakfast, but why not dinner? It is so tasty and it's great any time of day. Savory, satisfying, and great textures. I love it topped with a little hot sauce too. All ButcherBox pork is heritage breed pork that is raised with traditional and sustainable farming methods that I can feel good about. This baby only has 3 grams of net carbs per serving. I have to encourage you to go use the link in my description and sign up before it is too late to get the ground beef for life deal. Remember, there is no commitment to purchase monthly, and you'll get free shipping and $20 off your first box. It's seriously the best deal they offer all year long, and I am stoked that I was able to partake now. This is a limited deal only for the first 100 purchases. You must click the link and put your email in to get the deal applied. It's open to the contiguous 48 states for a very limited time. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate ButcherBox for supporting me and making this video possible. I hope you'll let me know if you try out these casserole dishes. Feel free to get creative and make them your own. They are all very forgiving. I will be back next week with a brand new episode, and remember, it's all a matter of mind over munch.